Okay, this is lower round one. Both Purposa and Diaz ended up falling in round one. Purposa fell to Rawas, although it was a good match. I think he lost 3-1. I think that's right. He lost in game 4, but they were all, all close matches. Diaz ended up losing in game 5 to Tempo, which is an upset. But it is worth noting that Diaz is in the EU server. And so while he is familiar with higher ping play, I'm sure this is a little bit different than even playing the NA servers. However, it's not bad. Diaz on 112. Little mistake there with the recovery will cost him. Purposa has tied it up. And now, here's the thing to remember. Diaz as I said, ended up losing there to an underdog. And no shade to Tempo. I think he's a great player. In fact, we were just talking about how I think Tempo is one of the players to pay attention to. What a tough bounce. Oh, man. Purposa had a good opportunity there after the demo, but the ball bounced so high, he just never had the opportunity to shoot it. Diaz is still in trouble defensively. But he may have escaped here. He's got low boost along the side wall. He'll fire a shot towards the target. But back to what I was saying, Tempo, while a great player, is definitely the underdog. And so Diaz, his situation there, losing in game 5, is definitely going to be frustrating. Whereas Purposa, while still coming off of a loss, I think he will probably be less frustrated losing to Rawas, as that's more of the expected result. So there is a little bit of a difference in probably, mentality as they roll into this lower round one. Diaz is going to have to be shaking off some of that tilt and frustration from the prior series. Whereas Purposa honestly may even feel, rather than feeling negative, he may even feel kind of proud for playing a good series against Rawas. Flip reset ground pinch attempt there by Diaz. No contact, but it effectively works as a fake. He's got a 2-1 lead here versus Purposa. Huge flick from Diaz. It's going to force Purposa back to the final third. He calmly collects possession. Puts together an aerial play. Diaz takes control. It's a pretty calm start to game 1. Both players not wanting to overextend and concede easy goals early. Diaz twice now. Intentional or not, these flip resets with no contact at the end are faking out Purposa. And here's the problem. It's going to make them, it's going to make the flip reset plays where Diaz does connect, it's going to make those more effective as well. Purposa's going to have a tough time reading these plays. Diaz, unable to get back in time, will be conceding a second goal. Diaz makes the most of his opportunity. A big open possession here in the back corner. And this is where he's most dangerous, up in the air. Standard air dribble this time. Pokes it back behind Purposa. Both players fan out for big boost pads. Purposa has set up an air dribble bump and executed flawlessly. Diaz remained close to the plate, which actually made him more susceptible to the bump. Oh, that's not the ideal touch from Diaz. That boost is not going to spawn in time. In fact, Purposa's going to grab it. Diaz in a predicament here in defense. Purposa unable to capitalize on the initial opportunity. And now he'll turn over possession. Diaz. Oh, just a straightaway shot, top shelf. Gives him a 2-goal lead inside the final 30 seconds. But an early dive will cost him, and Purposa's back within 1. While we started Game 1 quite cautious, hesitant to fully dive in with their offensive plays, the latter half of the game, both players have turned up the aggression. Oh, that is a critical boost miss. Purposa, one final chance. Oh, no, he won't get it. Diaz takes Game 1. Game 2. Little fight for possession. Diaz has made a mistake in the back corner, but he will recover. Great opportunity the other way. Diaz flip reset. Oh, blocked away at the goal line by Purposa. He's got a wide open net. Purposa up 1-0. Well read. Purposa, 3 jumps, lands on the ceiling. And that's a fair strategy against a player like Diaz, who has such a heavy tendency for the aerial plays. What a save, Purposa. Shutting down the shooting lane, really from a blind spot. But that dive was ill-advised. Diaz, easy goal for his first. Good read on the shot. Diaz, solid clear, provides him an opportunity for an easy second goal. He'll knock in the long shot from midfield before Purposa can recover. The race to the back corner is won by Purposa. Diaz operating on very low boost. Able to make the first save. He will step forward to pressure the play. He's done well to path back over pads. Purposa can't connect on the bump attempt. But he's done well to protect all of these big boosts. So again, Diaz on pads. But it hasn't been a problem. Diaz, 3 saves. He finally gets an opening and pokes in a third. Oh my gosh. So much late acceleration on this play. Diaz achieving the flip reset super early. Tough read for Purposa as he is stationary on the goal line. With no momentum, always going to be tough to make that save. Near post shot. Purposa looks to tuck that behind Diaz. Can't do so. A couple of bumps from Diaz. Prevents the initial shot. And goal line save. We'll keep the score line at 4-1. Purposa will collect control. Looks to go up over the top. Diaz has matched him. In fact, the clear is incredible. Diaz with the ground pinch. And now he's going to force Purposa to come back to defense. Waste just a few more seconds here in game 2. Diaz maybe trying to mine a little salt. Gotta respect it. Strong flick. Purposa finds the top shelf. He's got a second. Oh, nice outplay. Purposa sees Diaz up on the ceiling. This is obviously a preventative measure for the high ceiling play, high air dribble play. So Purposa just kind of delays things. Sits behind the ball, gets that extra touch as Diaz falls off the ceiling. Booming clear for Diaz. Purposa, composure on the goal line. In fact, he may have an opportunity the other way. Recovery not fast enough, so Diaz will have control. Final 60 seconds. 2-goal difference. And that's what you got to do, Purposa. No hesitation. He sees Diaz go up high. And we've said it a couple times throughout the series, but that is where Diaz is most dangerous. You've got to shut that down as soon as possible. Diaz with another possession. Final 45 seconds. And you know Diaz is not going to waste the time. He wants the clip, and he's confident in his ability to get it. Tough bounce for Diaz. Good patience, though. He may have overstepped here. Purposa works it past him, and he's found a fifth. Diaz a bit needlessly aggressive down on the other side, and it's not even about the challenge, him challenging the ball. He's just looking for a bump. It may not matter. Diaz looks for the kickoff goal. He needs to be very careful here. He's on low boost. Diaz needs to survive, and oh, I thought Purposa had to double. A 0-second play. Diaz now the other way. Purposa downs it. All right, we go to OT for game 2. Diaz will have the first crack at it. Early reset along the right side. Purposa up off the ceiling. Proactive challenge. He's got an open net. Purposa in overtime takes game 2. Tie series. As always, winner of game 3 will move forward to match point. And this is where some of that frustration and tilt that I mentioned earlier in the series may come into play. Diaz is going to have to make sure that he fights that off. We have all been there before, losing a frustrating game. And now Diaz has a long road ahead through the lower side. But the lower side will require perfection. If Diaz wants to qualify for both the NA and EU salt mine, he's going to have to show us something special. Well played, Diaz. Quick air dribble. Immediately takes off for the bump. This is very similar to what we saw Purposa do earlier. Purposa remained close to the plate, but it actually ended up making him easier to bump for Diaz. A quick response, though. We're tied up once again. Diaz flip reset, looks to try to tuck this behind Purposa. Unable to achieve it this time. He goes straight back into the air following the demo. This time shows flip reset, but mixes in a standard air dribble. And this is the mark of an experienced player. Diaz knows if he wants these air dribbles, these air dribble flip resets, if he wants them to be effective, he's going to have to mix in some standard air dribbles as well. And this is his favorite spot from the backboard. Full field, one touch, flip reset. And there he's done it again. He's mixed it up once more. And these plays, while they may not be effective in this very moment at directly scoring the ball, what they will do is make his following aerial plays more effective. He's given Purposa more to think about. Will Diaz air dribble flip reset? Will Diaz standard air dribble? Are we going to see an air dribble flip reset wave dash shot? He's conditioning his opponent. But Purposa, and look at that, the in-game chat is not a good sign. Purposa has handled everything Diaz is throwing at him. And he's been able to put home his chances. Diaz with an early dodge on the flip reset this time. He's able to outplay Purposa. Purposa a little too aggressive, thinking he could beat Diaz to that corner boost. Deep in the offensive corners is it's just so risky. There are so many times that even the best players in the world end up conceding because they stepped too far down the field. And Diaz with a quick 3-goal swing is right back in front. Diaz ping is actually not terrible. He's at 116. Obviously, it's much higher than his opponent. But I definitely expected worse, actually. This time, Diaz will just hover behind the ball, absorb the challenge from Purposa. Diaz knows here, there's no rush to score. He's got a huge resource advantage. Purposa's on 0 boost there. So rather than trying to outplay, just forces Purposa into a bad play defensively. Now he's got a 2-goal lead. Another air dribble bump attempt. Diaz! Flawless evasion. He's actually held on to 60 boost as well. I'm sure Purposa is not expecting that. But that dive. Crawling up the backboard there just put him in a tough spot where he had to make a decision to dismount and challenge early or sit and wait. He didn't really have, he didn't really have any opportunity to maybe fake a challenge. He does still hold a 1-goal lead, and that is a interesting choice. Diaz launching from the corner wall, but it worked out. He's got a 7th. Purposa is definitely a newer player. Yes, Rubio Dan. And I'm sure Purposa has been grinding for a long time. But as far as making waves in the 1v1 world, this offseason, at least for me, has been the first that I've heard of him. But Purposa is definitely a player to keep your eyes on. He just played competitively against Rawas in the prior round. I know I've had him on a couple times on my personal stream for show matches and whatnot. He's hungry to improve. Exciting player to watch. Diaz, speaking of exciting player to watch, shows us what he's known best for. The aerial prowess, air dribble, flip reset. And we talked about it earlier. Conditioning Purposa, showing some different looks. He's able to capitalize on the open look to the top shelf as Purposa just sat frozen on the goal line. Purposa may get one more. Actually, technically, he's got some time. He says, be careful. What does Purposa have? Delayed kickoff, but Diaz dives through it. Hold on. Purposa's kept it alive, but he can't keep it up. Diaz takes game 3 and is on match point. Purposa has put together a monstrosity for game 4. Oh, no. Rubber ducky antenna. What kind of hat is this? Oh, my word. Diaz says beautiful car. Wow. I don't even know. Does anyone know what this car is? This has got to be one of the Rocket Pass cars. Oh, man, that is... I don't think that's a Cintio. It is similar. I don't think it is, though. The boost, I know. Yeah, it is similar, but I don't think it is. Ronan? It is definitely one of the Rocket Pass cars. Oh, Diaz. Hold on, it's off target. He'll quickly recover and knock in his first. Wait, a minute of the... I'm not even paying attention. I can't believe a minute of the game is already gone. I've just been staring at this car the whole time. We're tied 1-1. Let me lock back in. Hold on. I'm going to say this. Purposa's strategy may have worked, at least on me. I was not paying attention. And so far, he looks fairly comfortable in the car. Doesn't look like he is, struggling to control it. Diaz with another demo. That's back-to-back demo plays for open scoring opportunities. Diaz up by 1. Oh, what a recovery. And the turtle. Purposa, look at that dive from the inside of the net, inside of the post specifically. And listen, I gotta say, Purposa, it looks like he's just kind of let go of any expectations. Popped on the silly car. And so far, it's working. These demos from Diaz, every goal that he has scored has been following a demo. All right, he'll make me eat my words there. Flip reset is good for Diaz. And once again, you can see Purposa just frozen on the ground, not sure what to expect, and this is kind of what I was referring to earlier. Diaz just has so many tricks up his sleeve. His bag is so deep. Got to be careful and respect each and every option. Good flick from Purposa, but actually a phenomenal clear. Diaz maybe put that off of his crossbar. Cleared it out to the midfield. 2 minutes to play. That is not the touch that you want. Diaz passing to his opponent. I almost said passing to his teammate. That's basically what it looked like. Diaz holding on to the 1-goal lead. He'll have to turn his back for defense here. Purposa, big flick once again. Sent away. I don't think that boost will spawn in time. Diaz is going to be stuck on 0. But a booming clear will buy him some time and space. Of course, the back corner is there now. Diaz, where he likes to work, from the back wall. Full field air dribble, early flip reset, looking for the double touch. Not enough boost to get above it. Well played. Diaz using the wall as a teammate. You see Purposa's nose facing the wall. There's no chance that he will recover in time. Diaz up by 2. He'll have the next possession as well. Diaz has shaken off any of the frustration and is firing on all cylinders. We said it earlier, he's going to need to be in form to make the lower bracket run, and it looks like he is ready to do so. 1:10 left here in Game 4. Diaz will be scoring. Oh, unable to make the touch, actually, so no goal just yet for Diaz. He does hold a 3-goal lead. Purposa taking his time, trying to find an opening, and he will. Far side. Purposa's flick is good. He's back within 2. Let's take a look over here at this perspective of the beautiful car. Oh, Purposa actually had a good opportunity there. Diaz was poorly positioned. And that will do it. Diaz. Diaz is going to win game 4. Purposa says, nice shot. Diaz says, thanks. And Purposa says, JK. It will be Diaz getting the last laugh, of course, as he takes the series 3-1. And his lower run continues.